Blue Thunder. Crossed that chain ain't super dull, but I bet you it is. Yeah, we're gonna have to hit it a few licks. It ain't bad, but yeah, it hit pavement. As soon as you hit pavement, that's how the story goes. The story with this saw here, this one got sent to someone else, and they didn't port it, and they wouldn't send it back either. And which is fine that they didn't port it. That's totally fine. I wasn't paying anything for it anyways. You know, I mean, it's totally fine. It's just, you know, it shouldn't take 4 months to ship us all back. Anyways, point is finally got it back. I bought this off of Facebook Marketplace for I think $225. Guy had used it just a handful of times and looking to sell it, and so he sold it, and I bought it. And I thought, you know, I'll have this built up for the what is it, 6 cube class at Sawfest. And finally got it back. Took forever to get it back. Had to make a nasty video to get it back, and I got it back. So now that I got it back, Richard Flagg had offered to port it, and months and months go by, and I finally get him to port it. So he ports it up for me, and the thing runs freaking great. I mean, I've cut a lot on this. This is it's actually bur oak. I believe it's bur oak, but it's dry. It is not in any way, shape, or form punky and nasty. It is hard wood. Bur oak is in the white oak family, and so this is white oak, right? For lumber purposes. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but if you ever buy white oak, it's probably, I don't know if it's rare, but it's just as common to get real white oak as it is to get something like this, which is a species of white oak, bur oak. This came down on our property in a storm. It was still very much a live tree, and it's been sitting basically like this for about a year. And you know, there ain't no rot going on here. White oak doesn't absorb water like other species. And so anyways, it's good, solid, hard wood. And you saw the way it just walked right through that. My gosh, I was uncertain if that 36-inch bar was going to reach all the way across, but it did. But I got two things going on. And that is, number one, I need to break this thing in for Sawfest. And so just a few cuts at least, you know. But I also need to slab this out because this is really good wood. If you've ever been like a woodworker and you wanted the best wood that there is, this is some of the best. The white oak is excellent wood to build tables, countertops, anything like that. It's largely used for the good trailers, the big heavy duty trailers that you would see that a bulldozer drives onto, right? And it's still got wood planking, right? They're wanting white oak because white oak lasts longer. It hardly rots at all, you know, and it's extremely tough. If you ever heard about the Civil War, some of the boats, was it Civil War? I think it was Civil War. It could have been the war for independence, you know, against the Brits. But there was a boat called Old Ironsides. Old Ironsides was made out of white oak, and it was famed because like a cannon couldn't break it because it was like 10-inch thick white oak on the sides of that thing, and so they called it Old Ironsides. Anyways, if I'm moving, which it's, you know, I mean, the house in New York that I looked at, we've already decided not even to make an offer on that because as nice as it was, we're not 100% ready anyways. And so buying it would be like, I don't want to say difficult because that's not right. Inconvenient, right? And on top of the inconvenience, we're not sure if that's the right property anyways. I want a little bit more seclusion. And so anyways, but that's a whole different story. Richard, that thing runs awesome. I love it. And I've got to slab this thing out to at least get a couple slabs out of the center section because I want to make a dining room table out of this. And so before I leave Georgia, which may happen in 2 weeks, probably not, no. Or it may happen in 10 months. Hopefully not that long. But the point is I'm leaving this property. It's a pretty sure thing, okay? Unless something crazy happens that we aren't foreseeing, we will be moving pretty in the near future. And so I don't want to leave some of the best slabs that I'll ever see in my life. You know, look at this thing. I'm gonna be able to build an awesome dining room table out of slabs from this bur oak. So, and I need to break that in. So now, before I go any further, I've got to resharpen that chain, just touch it up, touch up that chain, and then come back out here and do my second cut. So stay tuned for that. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I sharpened it up on my grinder, and I did not touch the rakers. I barely had to take anything off the tooth, off the teeth. So hopefully it'll be good enough. We'll see. Might have to go back and hit the rakers. I sure hope not. That's a lot of teeth, man. Ugh. I think we went all the way through without touching the ground. There's a little gap in the middle right there. Let's see if we can get it to separate. Oh yeah, she separated all the way through. Yee-hee! All right, so this is a 9-foot section, which will give me, 6 inches on either end to cut off to make perfect 8-foot table. We're gonna have a big dining room table. We got a big one as it is, but it's not big enough. And I made it back whenever I was like, it was the first piece of furniture that I'd ever made, I think. And more importantly, I made it distressed, and well, as a dining room table, little crumbs and stuff get caught in the grain of the wood and things, and my wife's always hated that. So maybe I can make a better one this time. So now I've got to get Chuck over here. That's my tractor. If you guys are new to the channel, it's a Branson 2400. Charles Bronson, Chuck Branson. That's the way I roll. It's stupid, but who cares? So this stuff right here we'll be able to test in, and it's just trash, the ends, So maybe we'll throw that bar and chain onto my 592 XP and see if that thing will beat it. Before, it was real close. Real close. That thing lost to the 592 XP by just a couple seconds in a big, like a 35-second cut, something like this, So it just lost by a couple seconds. And now if it can win by a couple seconds, which I think that it might win by 4 or 5 seconds, that's going to be quite an accomplishment, because the 592 XP right out the box is blazing fast. It's better than most 90+ cc saws, even after they've been ported. But I'm loving the Blue Thunder. You like my little additions of the lightning bolts? That's pretty slick, yeah. Both sides. And this thing is so good that, if you watch the channel, you know that I don't necessarily hate on big saws. I just feel like, there's so few people that actually need a big saw. What's the point in even having one, kind of thing? And my 592, I've had that thing now for 2 or 3 years, and I probably haven't ran even 10 tanks of fuel through it. I just don't need a saw that big. I bought it because they were new, and I just wanted it. Figured it'd be good for the channel, and it was. But if this thing will do everything that it does, might as well just have this as my one big saw, because that 592, that's a lot of money. I would think probably within the first day of putting it up for sale, get $1,000 for it. Probably get more than that, but just saying, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm not saying it's for sale or anything, but for right now, yeah, I'm loving that. That thing runs great. And honestly, what's the difference to a guy like me having a Holzfforma 395 that's ported and runs like tits? You know, it's awesome, right? And a 592 XP that's a 592 XP. There's really no difference. I'm not going to use this thing enough for the low quality Chinese saw thing to come be a factor. If something breaks, I'll fix it, you know. Like I said, I paid $225 for this. My 592, I got it whenever it was brand new, and they hadn't gone up in price yet. I think it was, shoot, it might have been 2019 when I got it. I don't know. I can't remember when they came out, but they had just hit the dealerships, and I think I got it out the door right at $1,200. You know, now just power head only for that saw is probably out the door would be close to $1,500. So, and I got this for $225. So, yeah, you know, and it does honestly just as good, possibly better. Anyways, 2 cuts is all you're getting in this video. I'm gonna get this thing separated out from these 2 pieces, and we'll go from there. Maybe I'll mill it today, maybe not. The only bar that I have big enough to mill this is it's a 42-inch bar, but it's 404 chain, which, hey, that's probably just means I can get through 2 cuts without sharpening it. It's probably a good thing, you know. But I don't like 404 chain just because it's different, you know, and I like my stuff to be the same. Like all of my bars, aside from one, is an 050 gauge, you know. I don't see the point in having this is an 063, this is an 050, this is an 058. I try and keep everything the same. And so the idea that I've got a big 42-inch bar that's a 404, but whatever. Runs great. Richard, you the man.